Welcome to the So You're a Single Parent podcast. My name is Crystal Smith. I am your host, and my friends and family also know me as the Six-Figure Single Mom. I am so excited that you are joining me wherever you are in the world, whatever city, whatever state, whatever country you're in. I am so glad that you decided to join me for this conversation. Now, the Six-Figure Single Mom Company is a career coaching company where I strategize with other single parents who are just like me. I'm not an outlier. My single parents that I am coaching, they're just like me. So they want to advance in their careers. And so that's what I help them to do. I teach them how to leverage their skill sets. I teach them how to negotiate. I teach them how to revamp their resumes. I teach them how to network inside of the workplace. I teach them how to get their confidence back so that they're able to advance. I teach them all the things professionally that they need to know in order to be set up for success, right? I absolutely love what I do. It changes the trajectory of a household. And, it's important because it's one household, it's one parent. So we've got to work smarter, not harder. So I teach them how to do that. Basically, in a nutshell, when I finish saying all that, I teach single parents how to boss up so that they can shift their mindsets from a defeated mindset to a winning, disciplined, unstoppable mindset. And again, I love what I do. Creating this podcast has allowed me a positive and safe space to be where someone gets it. I don't know why people always think that, single parenting is not a unique thing, but it is. And advancing in the workplace as a single parent, it just looks different, right? Because we don't have the help. We don't have the second hand that when we get home, we can shift, the responsibility to someone else to say, hey, can you help in this area? Can you help cook dinner? Can you help do homework? Can you help with these things? We don't have that. So we have to maximize our time and we have to work smarter and not harder. So that's what I love about this podcast. So this is a place for single parents to listen, to feel heard and not judged. There's enough of that out there. And to be given all the resources for lifestyle, career, and single parenting so that we are taking the single parent community to the next level. It's all about advancing. It's all about being a better person. And it's all about just having that confidence that you need in order to excel in any facet in life. Now, this episode is being sponsored by none other than the Six-Figure Single Mom Company. So let's get comfortable. Let's get comfortable here. Now, the Six-Figure Single Mom Company is having a Resilient Parent Brunch. The Resilient Parent Brunch is going to be September the 24th at 11:30. Listen, you do not want to miss this brunch. There'll be fine dining. There'll be 4 dynamic speakers. These 4 speakers, I'm telling you, it doesn't get any better than this. There'll also be endless networking opportunities. So I always tell people, if you're in a room with someone that you don't know, take the time, take the opportunity to network with them, get to know them, introduce yourself, tell people what you do, tell people where you are. I mean, it's all a part of networking that we can't do it alone, right? So we've got to network with each other because you never know who you're sitting by. Now, if you do want to purchase tickets, the link to the tickets are in the description box if you're watching me on YouTube. Also, if you're following me on Instagram, which my Instagram is at the Six-Figure Single Mom. Again, it's at the Six-Figure Single Mom. The tickets are in the link tree that's in my bio. I would love for you to join us. Now, the last day to pay an RSVP is September the 10th. September the 10th is in a couple of weeks. So it seems far, but it's not that far. So please get your tickets so that you are able to join us. And I want to thank again the Six-Figure Single Mom Company for sponsoring this episode. Now, if you know anybody that wants to sponsor future episodes, please have them to email me at sixfiguresinglemoms with an S at gmail.com. Again, that's sixfiguresinglemoms at gmail.com. Now that we've got that all out of the way, I wanted to bring something to you guys. And it's something that happened this week. And I was like, I really want to bring that to my audience because I feel like a lot of times we just don't think about some of these things in life, because I didn't think about it until it directly happened. And I was like, subconsciously, we are doing this and we just don't know it. So let me brag on my baby girl a little bit. Now, this is kind of like a story time, but it does have some actionable things that you can do that goes along with this evening's topic or this morning's topic, whenever you're looking at this episode or listening to this podcast. Now, so my baby girl is in high school. She's 15 years old. And at the last year, she came to me and she said, I want to join the color guard team. Now, we have no rhythm at all. And I'm not afraid to say that. We have no rhythm. So when she came to me, I was like, okay. I was like, and why do you want to join the color guard team? And she's like, I just want to do something that I've not done before. And, I have a couple friends in color guard, so I want to join the color guard team. And so I'm like, okay. And so when the summertime came, they started to have their practices. Now, in the summertime, my baby girl is a couch potato, which means she kind of lounges around. She'll stay up late, which I don't mind. It's the summertime. I did it before too. I was a kid before I was an adult. And so she likes to stay up late at night on FaceTime. They have group FaceTimes now. So she will be on a group FaceTime with her friends and sleep late. Well, these color guard practices were 8 to almost 5 o'clock in the evening, because they practice with the band. And so at the beginning of the summertime, when they started to have their practices, this was not something that she was used to. She was not accustomed to this. She was not conditioned yet to attend these all day practices. So the first week she comes to me and she says, Mom, you know what? I don't think I want to be a part of color guard anymore. And I'm like, why not? I'm like, you're just now starting color guard. Why do you not want to be a part of this anymore? And she's like, well, you do know that a couple of people quit the other day. And I said, yeah, but those people are not you. So we're specifically speaking about you. Why do you want to quit the color guard team? And she's like, I don't know. I guess I don't need to. I guess I don't have to quit. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, keep going to practices. I'm like, I know it's extremely tough because you are used to lounging around in the summers. You're not used to really having a full schedule like that. And I'm like, but you see mommy getting up every day, going to work, going to choir practice, going to record at the podcast studio, which, is a commitment in itself, So you see mommy with all these different things that she has to do outside of work. And then on top of that, I still have to be your mom. So I have a lot of responsibilities and a lot of commitments, but I stick to those commitments and I just have, developed things along the way. And so long story short, she had her first performance at a football game last night. And when I tell you she had so much energy on the field, she didn't miss a beat. She was throwing her flag. She never dropped her flag, which in color guard is a big thing. She never dropped her flag. And I was just such a proud mom last night because I know how difficult it has been for her to attend these practices, for her to stay committed, and for her to establish routines. So that got me to thinking, as I was in my proud moment with her, and last night I called her name and I said, come here. And I said, give me a big hug. And I said, I'm so proud of you. And I wanted to acknowledge in that moment, I wanted to acknowledge for her that, listen, I know this has been tough for you. I know this is something that you wouldn't normally do. And you conquered your first football game. I mean, you conquered marching across a huge football field, which is something that she has never done, before. Like I said, we don't have rhythm. So this was something that I know she worked really hard at. But in order to do that, she had to establish routines. So I wanted to come to you tonight just to tell you, number one, how proud I am of my mini me. I'm extremely proud of her. And number two, that she just reminded me of things that we just take for granted and we forget, which is how establishing routines can help us on a daily basis. So the first thing that I want to talk about with establishing routines is that establishing routines help you to become more structured. When you establish routines, you do not realize how structured your life is. Now, a prime example of that is when my daughter started to have these practices, I noticed that instead of staying up all night being on the phone, I started to notice that she started to end some of those conversations a little bit earlier so that she could have the energy that she needed to attend the practices. She started to get more structured on preparing her water jug at night, preparing her lunch at night, doing all the things that she needed, her clothes, her practice clothes, her shoes. She started being structured, which is something that my daughter's never really been the most structured person, and she gets it honestly from me. Okay. She gets it honestly from me, but she's never really been the most structured person, but creating these routines help her to become a more structured person, which in the end worked out for her because when she's structured, she is a lot less stressed in the mornings and after practice. So establishing routines can help you become very structured. Another thing that I noticed with her is that when you establish routines and become more structured, it brings something out of you to where you're able to reach optimal results. So, for example, when last night came, we left, I went and picked them up, which I didn't realize how late you picking your kids up at night after the football games. But I picked her up last night, and the first thing she says is, "Mom, thank you so much for coming. I'm so glad you came." And I'm like, of course, I would always support anything that you have going on. You knew I was going to be there. I'm always there. But the number two thing she said, "Did you get a video of last night?" What she started to do when she was watching this video was she started counting. So she started counting, watching herself saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, she was replaying the routine in her head. So she became more structured. She established a routine, and now she is even looking at the videos to try to practice so that she can obtain and reach optimal results. I mean, it's like night and day. You have no idea. You'd have to know her in order to understand how big this is. But it's applicable across all walks of life. Establishing routines can make you such a better person. So another thing that establishing a routine can help you to do is that it can help you to stay focused and refocus. So whenever you create these routines, you're able to stay in the zone. You're able to know exactly what you're doing, exactly why you're doing it, and you're able to stay focused. Now, also, when you fall off the wagon, it'll help you refocus because, you're like, okay, I'm out of my routine. I got to get back in the zone. I got to get back, focused. So establishing those routines can help you to stay focused as well. Another thing that I realized establishing those routines can do is it can help you reach your goals that you never dreamed or imagined. Now, at the beginning of the summer, I'm sure my daughter thought, I'll go to my mom and tell her I don't want to do this anymore. She'll let me quit. We'll stop. No harm, no foul. But last night was a big accomplishment because she conquered her first football game performing as a color guard, right? So she reached a goal that she never thought she would reach. I mean, she's never done this before. So she reached a goal that she never even imagined that she would be doing, that she never even dreamed of. So that could be the same for you. You could reach a goal that you never dreamed of or that you never imagined just by creating these routines that will help you along the way. And then last but not least, creating those routines can inspire those around you to tap into their better self. So one thing I've noticed about people is people don't do things until it's popular. So that's why you have to be so strong-willed and have a strong mindset so that you can continue to, progress in the areas or the things that you desire to do, so that you can continue doing those things, because people are not going to support until they see that it's popular. So you doing the thing that you never thought you could do, which stemmed from you creating those routines, could inspire people around you to be their better self, tap into their better self. So Chandler has cousins. My daughter Chandler has friends. She has cousins that probably have never thought about even pursuing color guard because they feel like they don't have rhythm. They feel like they can't catch on to the routines. They feel like they can't catch the count. So, establishing these routines can also inspire those around you. I just wanted to come to you to bring you those things because as I was having the conversation with my daughter, I thought to myself, wow, creating these routines has just done wonders. It's like night and day, honestly, for her. So I know that even as adults or as parents, if we create routines, there's no telling how in, a month, 3 months, 6 months, how better our situation can be if we just start to establish those routines. Listen, I hope you got something out of this episode. I know I did. Honestly, when my daughter came to me, she didn't know if she was going to be performing at the game Friday night. And when she got in the car, she was literally in tears. And I'm thinking as a parent, oh my gosh, she's not going to perform. She said, Mom, these are happy tears. Guess what? Because I have established routines and because I have done the things that were required of me, I'm going to get a chance to perform. So just think about that. The next time in your life that you think, oh, I'm not going to get a chance to perform, whatever your situation looks like, that is your perform experience. Just think about what routines can I create to help me to ensure success. Thank you for joining me. Whenever you are joining me, thank you for joining me. Wherever you are joining me, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this episode of how creating routines can essentially help you in the long run. Now, if you have listened to this full episode or have looked at this full episode on YouTube and you are not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. What are you waiting on? I'm going to bring you so many helpful tips. I'm going to bring you so many helpful strategies, and I want you in the room, no matter what room you're in, whether it's on your ride to work, whether you're sitting in your living room, I want you listening because it's going to essentially help you to become a better person. And I'm going to be listening to other people and I'm going to be doing research that helps me to become a better person as well. And guess what? When I do, I'm going to bring it back to you. So if you're following me on YouTube or looking at me on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. Also, if you are listening to me on iHeart, Spotify, Google, wherever you're listening to me at, please leave a comment about how this episode helped you. I want to hear your thoughts. If you're not following me on Instagram, I want you following me there as well, because I drop a lot of personal and professional tips there too. My Instagram page is at the Six Figure Single Mom. Again, my Instagram page is at the Six Figure Single Mom. Follow me there, and I just want to make you a better person. That's all I want to do. So we can't do it alone. We've got to work together. If you also are desiring to do better in your career, but you say, Crystal, I don't even know where to start. I don't even know anything about how to leverage my skill sets. I haven't even identified what my unique skill sets are. Go to my website at www.sixfiguresinglemom.com. Go to the contact us page and I put your information there, and I will personally contact you to see how I can help. I can't wait to talk to you. I just can't wait. I just know that it's going to be so great when you reach out. So I hope that this episode has helped you. And I always like to end my episodes with my favorite quote, which is change starts with you. So be the change that you want to see in the world. Don't complain. Don't look at the other person to your left or to your right. Change, it starts with you. So be the change that you want to see. Again, this is the So You're a Single Parent Now What podcast. My name is Crystal Smith, your host, also known as the Six Figure Single Mom. And until next time, bye.